Skillet.
Cheers. What's poppin', Cougs? Welcome back to Coug on the Clock. It's been a while since you've seen my face, and I miss you guys. But we haven't seen a certain face for a very much longer time.
Who might that be?
Might be you, honestly.
I haven't been here in a while. It's been a little bit, but I have to say, it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Man, it's awesome. Austin Samuels, everybody. The first co-host ever of Coug on the Clock last fall.
That's a throwback.
It's a throwback, man.
That's a major throwback.
Yeah, before WSM was a thing, before we had the logo right here, before we had a timer. Yeah, long time ago, man. I missed you.
Ancient times.
But yeah, today we're going to talk about WSU baseball, March Madness, NHL, and then we'll sprinkle a little bit of XFL on top of that. And of course, as always, we have a couple athlete birthdays. So yeah, let's get into the show. First topic, WSU baseball. It's their first 4-0 start since 2010.
Yeah.
2010.
A lot of hype around
That's
this
a whole 13 years ago. Math. No, in their first 4 games, they had 54 total runs in 4 games. That's okay. I'm not gonna do that math. That's
pretty
That's
wild.
where I cut off right
good.
there. Yeah, junior outfielder Jonah Advincula won Pac-12 Player of the Week. All right, this is all just in the first 4 games. This is they went. I think it was in Texas where they had the tournament. Yeah. So okay, how do you feel about the start? Just as a base start for not a historically not so great baseball team.
Yeah, I love the start so far. I mean, Coach Green talked about it, in his opening press conference of the season about how badly this team wanted to get off to a hot start because they haven't done that in recent years. Again, questionable talent between those teams they played, right, in Villanova and UC Riverside, but they dominated them. I mean, You said 54 runs in 4 games is incredible. This team is terrific offensively. As you mentioned, Jonah Advincula has been incredible so far. He won Pac-12 Player of the Week. I believe he was leading the nation in RBIs until a couple of days ago. This team's loaded offensively. The question, in my opinion, on this squad is the pitching, right? I mean, that's kind of the big question mark this year. WSU has Grant Taylor, who's an incredible ace to their staff, but there's a lot of question marks behind him in their rotation and especially in their bullpen. That's what they're going to be looking to figure out in really the next couple of weeks of this non-conference schedule. And yeah, really when they come back home next week as well too.
The next 4 games are in the Tony Gwynn Classic in San Diego. But one of those games in between, I think it's the first 2 games are in Tony Gwynn Stadium. Padres legend. And then the 3rd game is at UC San Diego in their actual stadium. And then they go back to the Tony Gwynn, and then they come back. That's over the weekend. And so, if I remember correctly last year, it wasn't the pitching squad that was the issue. It was I'm pretty sure it was the offense, right? That was their issue last year. I could have sworn.
Yes and no.
Yes and no? It was just an overall.
Yes and no. It wasn't great overall. But yes, the offense is much improved this year, for sure.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. Do you have any other notes, I guess, on how do you feel like this team's going to do the rest of the season?
Yeah, this is a big weekend because, they play some better talent this weekend. UC Irvine's a better team. San Diego State's definitely a better baseball team than what they played last weekend. Again, if this team, they've got 4 more games this weekend, if they could go 4-0 or 3-1 even would be terrific. And then they come back home and get, a fairly easy series, at least at home against Southern Indiana. I think I feel pretty good about us taking care of that one at Bailey Brayton next weekend. But I think, getting off to a start is just a great start is really big for this team.
I don't want to get my hopes up yet, just because I saw last season.
It's cautious optimism.
You're only there for the chair.
Cautious optimism. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll see. Moving on to the next subject, we have March Madness, and we're going to kind of talk about, our favorite team, our favorite to win. Yeah, I know they're not the best. Our middle seed team that we think can make a run, and then our Cinderella team. So I'm gonna let you go first.
Love it.
I want to surprise you.
Okay. So my favorite that I really love, they're the number 1 team in the country right now. I'm not reaching too deep. I'm going with the Houston Cougars. This team is terrific. They've been dominating the American Conference so far. Again, questionable talent level that they're playing in their conference. However, I think the American is still a decent conference. Okay. Houston is incredible. I love their head coach, Kelvin Sampson. I love their point guard, Marcus Sasser. He's a great leader for this squad. And another thing you can't discount is the Cougars are probably, I don't want to say the best, but one of the best defensive teams in the country. You got to play defense in March to get to the Final Four and to cut down the nets. I think Houston does that. That's why I like the Cougars. If I were to bet on any team to win it all, it'd be Houston.
All right, cool. My favorite, I mean, I kind of feel stupid because I didn't look up any names. I was kind of letting, the college literally college hoops tonight aficionado take over college basketball.
Shameless plug.
You know what? Yeah, shameless plug. Get below. You know what? Just because we're here, Pac-12, give me some Pac-12 representation. I'm not going with WSU. I'm not, because
that would be silly.
It wouldn't make sense.
That would, yeah.
Give me U of A. Give me Arizona. Ooh. Give me U of A. I think right now, currently, they're number 6 in seeding or in
the nation.
In ranking. So, it's not a reach, but give me some Pac-12 representation. I feel like we can't represent in any other sport. So, college football, we can't get to the top 4, or no, we screw ourselves out of the top 4. So, yeah, give me Arizona, not the Sun Devils, the Wildcats.
Wildcats, the other one.
All right.
Yes.
Who's your middle seed team?
Middle seed team, I've got the Texas A&M Aggies out of the SEC. Currently, they're projected as an 8 seed right now. They've won 6 in a row. Again, there's a little bit of a theme with my team's defense. The Aggies are really, really good on defense. They just locked down one of the best teams in the country, Tennessee. They just dominated them. Tennessee's pretty good on defense as well. I like Texas A&M. I think they can make a run this year.
Okay. My middle team, I have said it before. Give me Iowa State.
Oh, boy.
Iowa State. What you know about the Cyclones of Iowa State? They're the underdog team in any sport. Absolute menaces, all right? I don't care. I'm always going to root for them. I think it's a fun program, fun team to root for. I have no defensive stats or anything for my argument other than Iowa State is where it's at. What's your Cinderella story?
Cinderella story. That was great analysis, Alex. My Cinderella story is the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles. They made a run to the Sweet 16 2 years ago in 2021. Their best player, Max Asmus, the point guard, the short sniper, is still there. He's still averaging 25 points a game. They're a little bit better defensively. They're projected as an 11 seed right now, which I think gives them a decent matchup, at least in the first round, if things go, as they're projected to right now. Give me Oral Roberts to, maybe have a big upset in the first round, win a couple games.
Okay. And, just to round it off, Cinderella story for me. They haven't had a great season. They haven't been what they've been historically. Wildcats of Kentucky. I think the Cinderella story is they're going to wake up. They're going to wake up, March 1st. They'll wake up, oh my God, we're Kentucky. Why are we ranked 21st or something like that? Why are we so low? So Kentucky's going to wake up. They're going to get back into it. And they're going to, storm the brackets of March Madness. That's my Cinderella story, Kentucky.
Forgive me for saying that's a pretty soft Cinderella pick.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be a hot take.
Kentucky?
Kentucky.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Cinderella, they're blue. Cinderella had a blue dress. I'm just going to stop talking. We're going to go into our next topic, NHL. Some good old hockey. We don't ever talk about hockey on the show.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs more representation. Right now, on the Eastern Conference, you got the Bruins topping it off with 43 wins total. The Canes of Carolina, you got 38 wins. And the Devils of Jersey, you got 37 wins. Western Conference, you got the Jets, the top, 35 wins. You have Vegas Knights, 34 wins. And then tied with 32 wins, both are the Seattle Kraken and the Los Angeles Kings. And then my good old Sharks down at the second to worst in the league with 18 wins. But we beat the Kraken, so that's all that matters. Yeah.
So let's hear some
Yeah,
picks.
sorry.
Come on, that's what we wanted to get into.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's
I
hear
was
some
just giving
Stanley
you kind of
Cup
the
picks.
overall. I was giving them the overall. Those at home that probably don't
All right,
watch
all
hockey.
right.
You know, the overall base, like, hey, these are your teams.
I
these are
mean,
top teams.
they could just go online and
They
look
can,
that
but
up.
like, like how realistically are people gonna be like, hockey, look it up. Like they're not gonna pull it up. So Eastern Conference Championship, I have Bruins and Lightning. Lightning are coming back for I think a 5th time in a row. Fourth or 5th time? I think it's 4th. Is it 4th?
to
the
Eastern Finals.
Yes.
The 4th, yes.
4th, right? Okay, so it's Bruins Lightning Eastern Conference Championship. What about you? What's your
Wow, that's not very exciting. I've
it's
also
not
also got the Bruins and Lightning. No, because I've got the exact same thing.
Well, I mean, it's the top team versus a consistently top team.
Right? Yeah, a team of veterans in the Lightning, and then the Bruins with the best offense in the NHL.
Right.
They're pretty physical as well.
I think the Lightning are gonna same thing I said about Kentucky. They're gonna wake up, come April, they're gonna be like, hey guys, we're the Lightning. Like it's time to wake up.
All right, so who you've got in the West?
West, I got the Winnipeg Jets.
Love it.
We're gonna show them some love, and then you know what? Screw it. Seattle Kraken. They're going to make the championship, the Western Conference Championship against the Jets.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
All right. I've got the Vegas Golden Knights.
Ugh.
They've got a lot of veteran
Gross.
leadership. I really like their goaltending, especially. And then the other team, a team who you're talking about, well, not a team you're talking about, but to wake up is the Edmonton Oilers.
Yes.
This team's got probably the best player in hockey and the best 1-2 duo in hockey.
Most likely he's going to be the MVP.
Most likely. It would be honestly criminal if he didn't get the MVP.
Yes.
Obviously, we're talking about Connor McDavid. If
Yes.
you didn't know that at home, I think the Oilers get hot offensively. They make a run. They get all the way to the West Finals.
All right, cool. So what do you got in the cup?
I got the Bruins and the Golden Knights.
Golden Knights.
I think
Disgusting.
physicality and veteran leadership in the playoffs is going to get them both to the promised land.
I hate the Knights. The Knights are what ruins the Sharks, I think. Like, since we had to
Blame it
face them
all
in the
on the
playoffs.
Knights.
Yes, since we played them in the playoffs, nothing has gone right. We lost to them in their first season as an NHL team, and the Sharks since then have not done bazoinky. Like, I don't even know what word to use, but they haven't done anything. And meanwhile, in my Stanley Cup prediction, I like bazoinky. I think I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. Bazoinky. We have the Lightning. They're coming back for a 4th time in a row. They lost to the Avalanche last year. They're going to come back and play in the Cup this year. I'm not going to say they're going to win or lose, but they're going to face off against the Seattle Kraken because you know what? Wow. I like the Kraken. I like my friends, and I support them, and I support the Kraken. So we'll go with that. You know what? Kraken for you guys, but Lightning to try to come back and win, I think, a 3rd Cup in 4 years.
Yeah.
So
3 and 4 years.
Yes.
That'd be something.
I got Kraken and Lightning in my Stanley Cup.
Okay.
Yeah. Last topic, XFL. This is more of just kind of a recap of last weekend. XFL. Do you have anything to talk about in the XFL?
Well, I mean, you're the one who's spearheading this conversation with our former Cougs, right? I mean, that's
5 Cougs in the XFL. That sounds like not that much, but like there's only 8 teams, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8
only
teams.
8 teams.
So almost 1 Coug per team. We just have 3 left over. Actually, we have 4 left over because there's only whatever. 5 Cougs in the XFL rosters. Former WSU receiver Brandon Arconato is on the Arlington Renegades. Former Coug defensive tackle Destiny Vio is on the Vegas Vipers. But however, before I move on to the other Cougs, I have to shout out my high school. One of our former Titan football players played at Sac State, then went to the CFL because he didn't make it to the NFL, and now he's a Vegas Viper. Mr. Harriel. I believe he's a corner or a safety.
Mr. Harriel.
I gotta shout him out because hometown heroes. We don't have much of them. Former Coug as of last year, offensive tackle Liam Ryan is on the DC Defenders. And all 3 of those guys, they didn't do a ton this last weekend. I don't think they did anything at all, actually. I think they suited up, but I don't think they touched the field that much. However, I keep looking over there. I don't know why I'm looking over there. I'm looking at this camera. The Houston Roughnecks of the XFL, Dwayne the Rock XFL Johnson's league, has two players as of from last year's Coug team. You have Travell Harris, wide receiver, and Max Borghi. Exciting stuff. And they're both starting. They're both getting some reps. Touching the field. Harris, 5 catches on 11 targets for 48 yards. Didn't get a touchdown, but came close. Borghi, 12 touches total on the ground and throughout the air, 74 all-purpose yards, and which included a 27-yard touchdown run.
Indeed, that was a nice 27-yard touchdown run. People are already calling Borghi the Christian McCaffrey of the XFL.
The CMC of the XFL. I would just say it's kind of exciting.
That is definitely
And where do you
exciting.
come from? WC.
Came from right here.
Came from right here.
That's right.
Right in our hearts.
Also, yeah, it's good to see them both touching the football so much. I mean, Travell Harris getting 11 targets, you said?
Yeah. 11 targets. He got 5 catches, but, you know, it's an XFL quarterback. We saw Paxton Lynch, which, by the way, Paxton Lynch, the first quarterback in football history to be benched in 4 different leagues: the NFL, the CFL, the USFL, and the XFL.
He deserves a trophy for that.
Honestly, like we can clown him all we want, but at the end of the day, he's still earning millions.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I mean, no one should feel bad for the guy. I mean, even his rookie contract.
He's doing fine, dog.
Even his rookie contract.
He's doing fine.
Exactly.
It's just wild that you can, I don't want to say suck that much because he's making the rosters.
Wow.
But, like, it's wild that you, like, what happens?
It's crazy.
That's wild. Anyways, that's it for our last topic. We're going to go into our quick birthday segment real quick. Last time you were on, I think we wished Bilbo Baggins a happy birthday.
We did indeed.
We've kind of shaped up a little bit and only focus on athlete birthdays. Happy birthday to Ric Flair. You know all about him.
Love it. I know so much about Ric Flair.
And then Raptors, former Raptor, I think he's still on the Raptors.
Still on the Raptors.
Still on the Raptors, yeah.
Yes.
Raptors star Fred Van Fleet.
Yes.
Fleet or Fleet? Fred
Van Fleet.
Yeah, happy birthday, buddy.
There you go.
Yeah, that's, hope they live it up. See, Ric Flair, that's wild. You know, all of, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you so much for coming back. I miss you, man.
Good to be back.
Make sure you follow us on all our social medias. Go to Instagram, Wazzu Sports Network, Twitter, Wazzu Sports Net, all of our other content on Cable 8 Productions. Can Cougs Cook. Just came out, and it's a fantastic production. Go check it out. And then also go to our TikTok, also Wazzu Sports Network. And then, of course, our last shameless plug, go to our merch store. All of our merch is there. Valentine's Day merch is going to be taken off pretty soon. However, it will be replaced by St. Patrick's Day merch coming up. So be on the lookout for all you people that hopefully buy it, because I spend so much time on it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. From Alexander Huddleston
and Austin Samuels.
We'll see y'all next time.